that last second, yeah,
Uh-huh.
when you guys were talking about the Facebook page, I mini-sicked into my mouth.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's gross.
Gross.
I hope you can't hear me gulp. It's
Oh.
disgusting, man. Oh.
I'm
Oh.
gonna go have dinner now.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. What's up, people? Welcome to the GSC Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Louchy, joined by Johnny,
Hello.
Jenny,
Hello.
and Jamie C. Do you like how I changed it up there?
That was weird. I got confused because I went to say hello.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I won't do it to you again. How are you guys?
Spring that on us.
Very well. How are you?
Good.
I am kind of disappointed in myself, but otherwise I'm content. We'll
Perfect.
get to that in a bit.
Okay.
We'll start as we always do with what we've been up to this week. And Johnny, I know you've got a lot to talk about one subject.
I bought Final Fantasy IV on my phone.
You bought Final Fantasy IV on your phone?
Yeah, it's
Is
pretty
it
cool.
It's the
The
remake.
3D DS version, right? Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's really good. It was I think it's still £7. Yeah, I've been playing a bit of that on the phone, and it works very, very well.
How far into it are you?
I'm still right at the beginning. Well, actually, I played it for about half an hour and then didn't save it. I just wanted to sort of like restart it. I just wanted to see how it worked because it's not got my full attention yet. But I do plan on sort of playing it on my phone. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
That game's really cool, man.
Yeah, and the graphics are really good on the on the phone. It's cool. Apart from that, though,
Apart from that, though,
a bit of the old GTA 5 going on.
bit of that there old GTA 5.
I'm gonna say one thing, and I wasn't prepared for this. Like, I'm actually really shocked at how good it is because
Really?
because I played 4, and really it was good. But I lost interest pretty quickly and thought there wasn't much to do. Whereas it's just it is the GTA game that I've always wanted. There's so much stuff to do. This world is extremely detailed, and yeah, all the characters are fantastic. It's so smooth as well.
Right.
Like when you're going for
I know Jamie really wants to talk about this as well. Do you guys want to give your thoughts on GTA 5 now, and then we'll talk about the other shit to do with it later?
Yeah, I think me and Jamie might have a little
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
gasm over it. But yeah, so me and Jamie, I think we're in the same sort of area. We're like 25% through the missions, right, Jay? You're about 25%.
Yeah.
Well.
Bear in mind, we have lives outside of gaming as well, and like all these people online just posting
Yeah.
about how they finished it in a couple of days. Like, well done. Like,
Yeah.
you have a fucking 10-inch penis and you're the king of England now. Well done, you know? But yeah, just enjoy it. Just, GTA 4 came out. Oh, right. I was on paternity leave at the time. So yeah, like 5 years ago. And so I had time to play it. And, they were sleeping. I'm all good. I just went through the campaign because there was nothing else that I wanted from that game other than the campaign. But talking to Johnny before we went live tonight, just talking about the level of detail in that game, I just sat there using the internet browser in-game for about an hour. And then I realised the time that had gone past. I was like, shit, let's go back and play some of the game. But, it never got boring. You want to do those things. You don't feel like you have to.
Like I was looking at this earlier, like every screenshot, like if you just like face one direction and look, there's always multiple things going on in that one scene. Like you'll see multiple buildings, like planes going on in the background, a train or something. It's always active. There's not, there's no stale shot sort of thing. There's always something happening or something interesting to look at. I went down into like the subway system as well, and it's just so much detail. It's absolutely insane. Yeah,
I haven't
and
even
everything.
done that yet.
Yeah, and then the missions, they just take the fucking biscuit. They're amazing, like the heists and stuff. But everything is so seamless as well. Like before when you started the mission, the screen would like cut to black, just say loading, and then the mission would start.
Yeah.
Well, this time you sort of like walk up to the circle, then the camera will just like slowly zoom in behind your character, and then the cutscene will play out, and then same coming out of the theme cutscene, the theme camera just pulls away from your back, and you start playing.
That's really
Everything's seamless, and Yeah, so impressive. What else, Jay? What else did you find impressive about GTA 5?
The bit that's got me so far, one thing I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's when Franklin and Michael are introduced to each other. The way that happened, I was like, whoa, mindfuck. Like, just put the pad down for a minute and just enjoy how that worked.
Yeah.
That was a great way to
yeah,
introduce the
fantastic
characters. But
moment.
I'll leave it because obviously you two guys haven't played it, so there's a lot of people still out there that haven't. There's a lot that have, but there's still a few that haven't. And the other bit, when you're looking at mission mode, just that chasing that yacht on the motorway,
Yeah.
and like Franklin jumping out of the car onto the back of the yacht, and yeah, that whole mission was just fun as well. But little things like that, you just don't expect it; they come out of nowhere. And like you talk about seamless, it all just plays out so well.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, bloody good game.
There's a limit to what we can say, guys, because
Yeah.
obviously it's going to be filled with spoilers. I've seen things that spoil the ending of the game for me online, not on purpose, but just because of how many people are talking about it at once.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like an unwritten rule that you can talk as much as you want about like the first hour of a game like that, man, because it's a huge game, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if we did that, we'd just be talking about the prologue set 9 years before, and it wouldn't cover too much detail of the actual main characters that you want to know. But yeah, but like there was a lot of complaints about GTA 4 because it took so long for him to get powered up. But in a way, I thought that was quite nice.
Yeah.
You start off with the knife, and you feel like you're working your way up, and then when you get the guns, it hits hard. And they've done something similar in this, in that Franklin is more about the driving, so you get that element down. Michael is the character interaction, but once they introduce Trevor, then your fucking guns blazing.
Yeah.
Then you really know the power of the weaponry. Just by starting off as him, if you haven't spent time using it as a sandbox to build up your money, when you get him, I looked in his wallet and he had like $150,000, and I was like, wow, this is the most I've seen so far. First thing I did was go and pimp out my Jeep so it had the horns
that's
on
what I've done. That's what I did.
Because you just like you've not had that money, you've not had that power. Suddenly you've got Trevor, who just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And you just go all out. Yeah, like a properly, just did it all out.
Carbon everything. That's what I did.
Yep. But yeah, so it's nice how it's worked in a similar way, but they keep a really strong use of the 3 character system for that as well.
Okay, well, as someone who hasn't played it yet, I really want to know if the humor is there.
Oh yeah.
All 3 characters have their own style, don't they?
And it works perfectly. Like they've, I'm cracking. Oh, the radio stations as well, Ben. You absolutely love those. They're really great as well. Yeah.
There was one thing I picked up on when I was watching Scott play it was it just looked totally different to GTA 4, and it's going to sound really strange, but I was struggling to find many similarities in the way things were working. And when he was playing, this is so talking about the engine sort of, bit. And there was one bit where we were like, this feels a bit like LA Noire or Max Payne. He was saying. So I've been wondering if they borrowed heavily from those two.
Well, I think that's all part of the same engine. That's all Rockstar games sort of thing. You can definitely see they've learned a lot from LA Noire, Red Dead. They've been, and Max Payne. They've incorporated a lot of features and I guess the engine upgrades into this game, like the draw distances and all the light, like dynamic lights going off, are phenomenal, bloody insane. The one thing I will say though, the shooting aspect is absolutely fine, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Sleeping Dogs. I thought the shooting in that game was really, really good. But yeah, it's still fine in GTA 5. I thought maybe a tiny bit better, but nah, it's still good. Still good.
Have they added like a melee system, or is it typical GTA just run up and like punch people?
You can dodge, punch, kick, and like a really this amazing wind-up punch, which just knocks people out in one hit if they don't expect it. And obviously with the natural motion, like they're sort of ragdoll, like they sort of react kind of realistically. They put up their arms and legs, and it looks amazing when you punch people. It looks too realistic.
Does it have a Batman counter?
Well, yeah, it does. Sort of like if you dodge and then hit attack, you'll like follow up with like a 2-hit and do some damage to him. Yeah, combat's really fun.
All right, cool, man. Is there anything else you guys wanted to mention about your personal experiences with it before we head on?
I'm super addicted, so that's all I'm gonna say. Like that's I've not been this addicted to a game for quite some time. I'm very shocked at how good it is.
I feel your pain, Johnny. All right,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Yeah, well, obviously, yours. Yeah, that's that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Jamie, did you do anything this week other than play GTA?
Yes. Yeah. Right. PES also came out this week, so I've spent quite a bit of the weekend on that as well. Last week I was talking about the demos, right, for PES and FIFA.
Yep.
And then what they've done is they've like pulled the rug out again from under your feet as you get comfortable with the demo, and they give you like, this is actually what the gameplay mechanics like. We've changed it again for the finished product. So I was a bit disappointed in that because the way it worked in the demo was perfect. Like every bit of ball control, every bounce felt spot on. But now it's just they've got too much focus on the ball being under you and how that would affect the shot. And it's just like, well, then in real life, the fucking players aren't going to shoot like that. They know what they're doing, and you're trying your best to control it. But there's too much left in the way of it being there. It was under your feet, so it just drags.
Are you saying the demo was better than the final product?
It worked better for me.
That's kind of bad,
maybe it's
then,
because
isn't
I'm
it?
playing
I know there's usually sort of a disclaimer saying it may vary from the final product, but you expect a demo to at least like give you the feel of what the game's going to be like. And if the demo is better than the full game, that's kind of disingenuous, right? That's like entrapment, kind of.
Yeah, but that's a whole. I mean, it's a whole like thing that you get with designers. They could keep tinkering with something. They could have it quite perfect and not even realize and just keep messing around with it to the point where it's actually worse by the time it gets released. So it doesn't really surprise me that. But FIFA tends to be the other way around. Every year I play the demo, I'm like, this is going to be shit, and I don't buy it at launch. But yeah, it sounds like a bit of a shame that they've done that actually, from what you've been saying.
Yeah, I mean, it works like this, though. What I've seen in recent years with FIFA is it's become more of a tank game. Like, you really are. It's like a fucking rugby game at times. I think it must have been about FIFA 12. And I thought, this isn't football. This is, like, just slow, sluggish crap. And so I gave up on it that year straight away. And I just thought they've kind of continued with that. Whereas PES was the other way, where it kept some element, like, realistic element. It was still the more arcadey game of the two in sense of speed. So although things like ball flight and patterns and characteristics for the AI, where I think they're spot on, they've always had it as a bit of a faster game, but it just slowed right down again, like with the finished product this year. I don't know. Maybe I just need more time. It might be that I've put the difficulty level up. Maybe I just want to try on the lower level until I get used to the game. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Maybe it's because I'm playing as Arsenal. North London. Maybe they're just not as. Maybe I need to be playing as somebody like, I don't know, Man Blue or something, so I get all the skills.
I forgot about the crazy naming conventions in PES, man.
There are people online, though, who have their websites, and then they have, like, proper game files with everything edited for you. So you've always just been able to download the save files and put them into your game. I've never done it before, but I think it might bug me enough this year that I've got to do it. No more North London. No more of that, please.
Cool, man. Is there anything else you wanted to go over?
I just want to keep talking GTA.
All right, well, we'll get to that. Jenny, what have you been up to this week, dude?
Not much. No, literally, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 still, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I actually was going to play GT5 to revisit it, but it took so long for me to install it in the end. I was like, oh, never mind.
Gran Turismo 5, yeah?
Yeah, GT5.
Yeah, that's classic.
But yeah, so I've just been sessioning that. I haven't even played Trails. Is it Trails of the Sky, or whatever it's called?
Trails of the Sky.
Trails. I don't know, whatever. We'll go with that one.
So
That
how are you
RPG
finding Final Fantasy Online 14 Realm Reborn? You enjoying it?
I'm actually quite surprised still. I mean, it just plays so well.
And you're on the PS3.
Yeah, that's what surprised me the most. It plays so well on the PS3. It's probably better on the PC, but for a controller, I think they've done really well.
It plays exactly the same on PC. It's just a bit prettier, man.
No, what I mean is like the dynamic. So instead of a controller, you got a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, because I know
I'm-
Ben's using the...
I'm playing with the PS3 pad on PC.
Whereas I'm using the keyboard.
Yeah.
So, and I'm having no problems with the keyboard. I guess because I'm just used to playing MMOs on a mouse and keyboard. I absolutely, I enjoy it with the mouse and keyboard. But yeah, it still seems to work fine with the controller.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, there are a few little things like sorting out your inventory. You can't. Well, we haven't worked out how you can move things around. So there's little things that still need attention of, but the main core gameplay is pretty spot on.
I know you complained about targeting as well, didn't you?
Yeah, targeting is probably the biggest pain. But again, I was reading in the chat, and it looked like people had a macro that they could set up or something to make it go to the highest level or whatever, the strongest enemy or something.
Yeah, you can macro it. I've got a few. Well, I've just got the attack nearest, so I just tap that when But yeah, you can have make it more complicated to attack someone who's targeting your teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to set that up, which I'll probably do because I'm playing a tank role in that.
Yeah. But yeah, nice. I'm actually really enjoying it. So, and it's surprising me. And what's even better is I haven't had to pay a penny for online just yet, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
I guess it's fine to me. Straight on to me. I've played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts HD, the 1.5 remix version. It's quite nice. Enjoying that game. I played a fuck ton of Final Fantasy 14 though.
Oh, really?
Absolute ton. Have you guys seen that one episode of South Park with the WoW guy and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like him
episode.
right now because literally all I've done for this last week. All I've done
How
for
do
the
you
last
kill
week,
that
really.
which has no life?
Carry on, Ben.
All I've done is just session this game. Obviously, uni's starting again soon, and I'm going to be really busy, so I wanted to hit level cap, and I finally managed it 2 days ago. So I'm max level on my monk character, and I started getting into the end game content. Right. The first thing I want to say is fucking fuck the end game people, man. People that play end game in MMOs fucking suck.
Why?
So I need to do sort of dungeons at endgame to get gear, right? You see people shouting out, like gathering groups together to do endgame stuff, but there's always the clause saying you must have good gear and you must have experience to join our group, right? How the fuck am I supposed to get good gear and experience if I can't run the dungeons because nobody lets me go in without good gear and experience? It's bullshit, man. Bullshit. Also, Ifrit can suck its mum, right? Because I fought that thing 25 times and haven't got my weapon yet.
Are you serious?
Yep, 25 times. That happened over the last 3 days.
Is that the Ifrit Claw? Is that what you're trying to get?
Yeah, the Ifrit claws.
Can we just highlight that point that you've done the same dungeon how many times?
It's not a dungeon, it's a fight, right? So it's
I'm sorry.
It's just a boss
the same
battle.
fight.
Yeah,
It's even worse.
25 times. I've only won 18 of them. Right, I'm keeping track because I want to know how much I'm getting fucked over by this game right now. Right. It's fun though. I'm bitching, but I can't stop playing.
So it's good then.
Yeah. No, it's like love-hate, man. I'm really enjoying playing it, but I hate the fact that it's fucking me over right now.
Yeah, we'll just wait until we all get higher level. I'm like what? I'm 23, I think 24. Johnny's like 30. What's our healer at? What's our other guy who's playing?
37 now, I think.
There we go.
Something like that, yeah.
We'll get in there.
So it's going all right. Eventually we'll be able to run end game content whenever we want, and it'll be super easy and super fun. We could just get together for an hour every now and then, run a couple of dungeons. It'd be awesome. But until that point, I've got to fucking
Beg
bear it and beg for people to bring me along because he's undergeared, so he's gonna suck. No matter, like, it doesn't matter the fact that like most of the time I'm the one doing exactly what I have to do, and the mistakes come from elsewhere. Just because my gear isn't as good as theirs because they've had more time to run the dungeons.
The thing is you just run DPS anyway, so that's kind of less important than gear because you're just doing damage.
I lucked out earlier, right? Just before the podcast, actually. It's the reason why I was a little bit late. I got into a dungeon that I've been queuing for since... I mean, I was only queuing for like an hour today to get into it, right?
Oh, only.
But yeah, but over the last few days, I've been queuing like in the background the entire time, and I just haven't had an invite.
Right.
And the final boss of the dungeon, I finished it off, turned around, my entire party was dead. So...
Really?
Yeah, and they all had their good gear, like high-level gear, and I was just like fresh 50 gear. So that tells me that gear means fucking nothing, and these guys are just elitist assholes. Anyway, let's move on to something else, because otherwise I'm just gonna be ranting all day. What do we talk about?
No Magic Gathering this week, then?
No, I haven't played for a couple of weeks, man. I'm kind of missing it as well, to be honest.
Yes. Oh no, you're coming back to us. I was about to tell you I can't be your friend anymore.
Don't be that guy. No. I think we should talk about GTA sales figures and stuff because it's pretty interesting reading. Do you guys?
Reading is. Oh my god. Yeah, go on.
Well, I'm assuming Jamie's got these figures because Jamie's the figures guy. He's probably got them in some sort of table or flowchart.
Or Rota.
You know MJ?
What would the projected number? The like specialists, analysts were saying that it would make $1 billion in its first
month.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it did it in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and you must remember that they spent $200 million to make it. It's the most expensive video game ever made. It's the most expensive thing ever made, like including movies, apart from one movie, which is Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Lol.
That was more expensive. So other than that, it's the most expensive video game or movie ever made. Yeah, it made $1 billion in 3 days.
It's incredible.
Really, really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Very.
So 1.5 million units on day one shifted.
Bloody
as well. And the projection, I'm sure they'll reevaluate now, but was to sell 20 million units in the first 6 months on sale. But yeah, I mean, it'll die off. It'll have another pickup at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because this will be a game that 5-year-olds are unwrapping on Christmas Day.
Does COD even make 1 billion sales?
No, it does, but COD usually takes a couple of weeks to get there. COD consistently breaks 1 billion, but it usually takes it a few weeks.
So 3 days must be some sort of record.
Yeah, GTA put it to shame, man.
This has smashed
3
it.
days.
Yeah.
Has smashed all records.
Amazing.
Like gaming and entertainment. It's just destroyed it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. But, I had a list of other games. I'm not going to lie, this is behind the curtain stuff right here now, where we crashed and fell down. There's a moment back there, guys, but you're not going to notice it because Ben's so good at editing.
This definitely won't make it in the real thing.
We lost it for a while there, didn't we? But yeah, just looking at other games and how well they sell across formats. But I mean, I think lifetime to sale, GTA 4 had like nowhere near anything like this, did it?
I think because people obviously saw their friends playing it and stuff, and let's be honest, GTA 4 was pretty underwhelming compared to what they'd done before. I mean, not from a technical standpoint. From a technical standpoint, it was amazing, but as a Grand Theft Auto game, in terms of tone and stuff, it was very different. Whereas this, from all the trailers and stuff, they've been like marketing it the right way. Like, as if it is one of your classic GTA games. It looks like it. I mean, like I said, I haven't played it yet, so I couldn't say. It sounds good from the way you guys are loving it. But that would be the reason why. Everyone knew that going in, so...
I just get so lost in this. I went to go on Twitter the other day to post something about the character Trevor. And then the top post just that had been posted was Stephen Fry saying about how the Trevor character was such a nasty character. was like, I can't fucking write what I was going to write now. Then can I? He just doesn't know. But I think he's a fantastic addition to the GTA world.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says he glorifies what he does. He does it because he's fucked up in the head.
Yeah, he's
you know?
just insane.
And we're not saying it's acceptable. This is the problem with this game again. It'll always be, oh, this violence and that, and it's not needed. It's as needed as anything else. It's as needed as a rom-com, and it's as needed as, like there's as much right for this to be made as there is, I don't know, like a fucking Britney Spears pop video. I don't know, anything.
Think of movies that are in the same vein, right? Do they get anywhere near the same level of criticism? Think of Think of the Sopranos was a massive show on TV. That was about a fucking crime family. Like, nobody bitches about that stuff, but only when it's a video game. At this point, I think video games should be afforded the same freedoms that other creative mediums get, You can make a movie about anything. You can write a book about literally anything. There's countless books on bondage, man. I sell them all the time.
You buy them all the time.
Let's look at 50 Shades of Grey, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I probably wouldn't buy a game of 50 Shades of Grey. But I wouldn't bitch if they made one. Because why not, man?
It'll be from the makers of Walking Dead Survival Instinct. The worst game ever.
The thing is, you're comparing the reason why GTA has all this sort of. I mean, it was that news story that came out about some guy in North London, and it's inevitable. It's like well, let's put it this way, because it was so different when a GTA first came out. It's almost like journalists now can just put GTA and a crime next to it, and they've got a story. You could make it up, and nobody would know any difference. Video games don't get that sort of respect as a film would or a book would, because people don't want to open up to them, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think they use it they just use it as a negative
scapegoat.
Yeah, as a scapegoat. I mean, how many times do you hear that everyone says, "Oh, society's fucked up, kids are doing this because of the violent games," and 9 times out of 10, it's GTA that's always mentioned.
Wow.
Always.
They love to throw around Call of Duty these days, don't they? Whenever there's a shooting, we played loads of Call of Duty. So does fucking 20 million other people.
Yeah, they do. Well, and
I bet this
World of Warcraft as well.
This Kenyan shopping mall is probably going to blame a lot of it on.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Because that's the big thing in the news right now as well. There's that big shooting in a shopping mall
unrelated there. That's
Kenya. No, it's nothing to do with video games. But at some point, it'll probably say, "Oh, they were playing Call of Duty before they left their houses."
That was all religious.
I know it's religious. This is the point I'm making, though. It's so obviously not anything to do with it. Even if it was, it can't be. They'll link it back somehow. On the week Grand Theft Auto 5 launches, 50 people are dead in a shopping mall. Something like that. That'll be the headline.
I wonder if any of the people listening are also thinking, Johnny, you're not getting what James is trying to do here, right?
Yeah, no,
because
sorry.
That's what I'm thinking.
Sorry. It's because I read a lot into this story, and obviously it's very.
Yeah, well, that's it now. Though.
I think what it's going to do. Oh yeah,
it's a whole nother. You go down the religious path, you'll be talking for ages. But hey.
I'm staying away from religion. We ain't covering that ever. Never.
No, we're not. No, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
No.
We only drink Dr. Pepper in this household.
Down with this sort of thing.
Down with religion. Wait, what?
I know. I don't even know where we are anymore. What have we become?
Great quote.
I'm just thinking that right now, in my Grand Theft Auto 5 world, I've got Trevor dressed in a suit that doesn't fit him, so his socks are hanging out funny. And he's wearing this cap, he's got a massive beard, and he just killed a load of cyclists because they started punching him. I only went over to see what they were smoking. He started punching him, and so I punched him back, and I didn't mean to, but he died. And then the police were instantly there, so he only had a fucking push bike on him. So I just saw him escaping the police on this fucking push bike. But do you know what? The important thing to remember right there is that I'm in control of my own person, and in no way does that influence me to go outside of this building and do the same thing in real life.
Do you know
Yeah,
why?
they've done a rape.
Because you're a regular, level-headed citizen, man. You're a normal human being. You're not a psychopath.
was the one
Psychopaths go out and
time-
kill people.
There was at one time where he punched that laptop, but we won't talk about that.
That was UFC related.
Practicing for a Street Fighter tournament, it was alright.
I need you guys
Not
to
bad.
point. You know, I know next to nothing about GTA other than the sales figures. So
Which you didn't know.
I knew that it sold. I knew it made 800 million in 24 hours, and it broke $1 billion within 3 days. I knew that, which isn't really sales figures; it's just common knowledge. But still,
I mean, is there anything about this game that you need to be sold on, or are you ready to buy this at your next available opportunity?
Yes.
I'm probably gonna buy it, but not for a couple of weeks, because the big selling point to me is GTA Online, and since that's not available for a couple of weeks,
October 1st, man.
yeah, that's probably when I'll pick it up.
That's perfect.
The events of GTA Online are set before the game, so it's not in any way relevant. So you wouldn't be like, oh, I've got to rush and get the campaign in quickly before online. It's all set before the campaign.
Oh, cool.
So that will help. The online though, yeah, 500 missions as a starting point, and then they're going to constantly upload more. There will be user-made ones as well, so you can put your own missions in there. It's exciting. I mean, yeah, like you do your pad up really nice, have people come around, show off your garage full of cars, your garage.
Garage.
Create a crew. If, like Gianni, you have Max Payne 3 and you've created a crew in that, you can carry it over.
I actually haven't played Max Payne 3 yet. I really
Just sat on your shelf, is it?
Yeah, there's one game I've been looking at, and I might end up playing it this week. So at least I have something else to talk about next week.
But yeah, just Final Fantasy again. But yeah, if you, like I say, carry your crew over, and that's something they want to do through the Rockstar social hub. They just want to let you be able to keep building this crew up, and they say that it's going to be a massive part going forward. The multiplayer integration.
Nice.
But what isn't these days?
It's true.
What isn't multiplayer integrated?
Everything.
It's the only way
is
people like to play
multiplayer-integrated.
anymore, isn't it?
How
Like
does
to shout
smart
faggot
glass
down a
work on
microphone
it?
at kids? How does smart glass?
I know it. I know it has some sort of smart glass features. How does that figure into it?
No, there's an app you can get called iFruit where you can teach your dog tricks.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Can't you do like number plates and stuff as well on there?
Yeah, and number plates.
And other stuff.
The whole
doesn't
dog
work,
thing
yeah.
for me though has been the weakest part so far.
I think it's just there, you know.
It's almost irrelevant. It doesn't need to be there almost.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's there if you want it. I was playing fetch with him. It was quite fun.
know. Oh, fuck that. I went out to the back garden. He was just taking a shit. I'm going.
Is dogs? They seem to be coming into games this year. Well, I think ever since COD, that COD release was highlighted a dog. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird that they've got them in GTA as well now. And there was another game, but I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, sorry, I got lost in my own thoughts.
Good job, man.
Derailed.
Good job.
Dog
right.
derailed us.
Dead to Rights had the dog, didn't it?
That's an old game.
It's when there was the one on the
Live in the
PlayStation.
past,
and
bro.
Xbox. Yeah. Well, we can talk about it. About
It's
3 years ago. 3 years.
It's
Yeah.
Fable 2, play dog.
Fable 2
And
with the
Fable
dog.
3.
And Fable 3's.
Yeah. And The Sims Katy Perry. That had a dog in it.
Oh, you need to get off Katy Perry, man. She's awesome. I see her at the VMAs. She looked like a dog. What?
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you are going to be picking it up because the online is a reason to keep it beyond the campaign, as well as all the side missions, of course. But
Yeah.
just again, I was talking to Johnny earlier because I came online and he said, "Oh no, they've gone off. They'll be back in a minute." I was like, "Great, we can talk about GTA for a bit." Then. I was just going through all the Easter eggs, and if you find them, it's just fantastic. Some of the stuff
Well, I mean-
they just like tip the hat to.
I'm definitely down for playing some online with you guys. Like, I'm really up for that. But I mean, I don't think it's really a small secret that like I don't really like sandbox games though, right? I mean, Saints Row is kind of the exception for me. I mean, I didn't really like Red Dead Redemption. I've not been a massive fan of any of the Grand Theft Autos other than Vice City. So, I mean, it's not a massive like I have to play this game for me just because of what my gaming tastes are. But maybe that will change. Maybe GTA Online will change it. I mean, I'm definitely going to play the campaign. I'm not just going to leave it there stagnating. But I don't know. I'm not super hyped for it. I'm not as hyped as the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is fucking hyped.
Well, I tried to avoid the hype as well, and I think that's why I didn't pre-order it, and the fact I got no money. But even if I did, I wouldn't have bought it at launch, purely because I think after how bad GTA 4 was, I got so into the hype on that, I felt I'm gonna leave it for a bit, and I knew it was going to be better. I knew they couldn't release just an updated version, but yeah, I had to try to stay away from the hype, and that's why I haven't bought it at launch.
Don't believe.
Doesn't really count for you though, because your roommate's playing it the entire time and you're watching, so you're like playing it vicariously through him.
No. I mean, sandbox games are different. Everyone plays them differently. So you might see something you want to go and do, or get distracted by something, and that's the beauty of them. It's not like they're not linear. So there's no way you could have the same experience unless you just both sit down and do the main missions. But if it's designed well, then you'll have a different experience. So
well, even now this time, there's like different routes you can take, like loud or quite stealthy or gun blazing. So yeah.
So that's a bit differently to I just find it. Yeah, that's pretty much what there is to say about that, really.
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, unless there's anything else GTA related you guys wanted to talk about, I guess we move on.
I think we're safe to leave that. We've had a good old whinge.
There's always something,
chat
but
about
we
it.
won't.
Yeah, there's always more.
There's always some
Cool.
more.
There's always more.
Okay, well, let's talk about Hiroshi Yamauchi. Is that his name?
Yes.
Oh dear. No. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's not the current president of Nintendo. Well, obviously, he's dead,
No.
But sadly, don't take that the wrong way. Sadly, he's passed away. Not like in a good way. But,
you can't say that when you're still laughing. Come on.
What? No. All right.
Anyway,
I'm going to do this horribly. Don't take that as if I'm like making light of it. I genuinely do feel bad for them and stuff. Jamie, you talk about this, man, because I'm going to fuck it up.
I heard his coffin's gonna have a clamshell design, like a 2DS, 3DS thing, 3DS. I thought if you're gonna fuck it up, we might as well go the whole hog and just fuck it up. But no.
you bastard.
So, moving on. For those who don't know, he's the guy who basically got Nintendo to where they are today. When he took over, they were just a run-of-the-mill trading card company, I think.
Hanafuda card making company.
Yeah, and he met Miyamoto, and well, the rest is history.
Changed into a multi-billion-dollar video game company.
Yeah, it just totally changed the industry that they were going down, and I think it's easy to forget just how much influence Nintendo have had because of, well, it's 25, 30 years ago almost. So you have to, I think as a gamer, he does. Pretty much everything we're playing now has been influenced by that decision. Because who knows? I mean, video games may not have, if they still stayed as, what were they like, the Ataris and all that? They may have never become so mainstream. That's quite a sweeping statement, actually. What do you guys think on that?
I mean, it's a big deal, man. People like him, the decision makers, right? They're not. He wasn't one of the creatives. He wasn't directly involved in game design or anything like that. He just basically made the decisions. He greenlit stuff, and like he took risks, and those risks paid off and created probably the most famous video game, company of all time, right? Nintendo they're synonymous with video games, man. And that was all because he took a risk, And the industry loves to focus on the creatives, right? So everyone always talks about Miyamoto and people like that, and nobody really shows the respect that like the decision makers deserve, if that makes sense. So without him saying yes, we're going to try this, we wouldn't have Nintendo. But before today, or before this news came out, did you even know his name? Would be interesting to know.
Well, yeah, I
No.
did.
No is the answer, and I think a lot of gamers it will be the same. But that's a shame then, because look at like everything you talk about and how much he influenced with his decision making and his cutthroat go for it ideas. And you know, I wonder what things would be like if he was well and alive and still the president, like for this generation when Nintendo's starting to fail.
I don't know.
I just wonder.
I like Iwata. I don't like the idea of a world without Iwata. I like his smug face and his Nintendo Directs.
But what's he doing for us? He's like the manager that can't discipline his staff. Do you know what I mean? He'll just go completely quiet and be like, "Yeah, we did okay today." Like,
what do you expect him to do? Have you seen the size of Reggie Fils-Aimé? I wouldn't fucking talk down to him either, man.
Just give him a pinky and a kiss on the cheek, and you can bring him to his knees. I don't know, but no, seriously, there's too much going on with that company now that he'd be really fucking angry about, I'm sure.
Well, the thing is, I do wonder if he would or not, because I see what you mean. But the other thing is, it sounds like from what I was reading up, he sort of let Miyamoto take reins almost. Like he let him be creative, and Nintendo always seemed to be a step ahead of the game, or were never afraid to try something new. They brought a lot of firsts into the industry, and sometimes they went well, sometimes it didn't. Like the N64, I mean, I don't know whether to classify it as a hit or failure. I mean, mainly because it was hindered by the fact there was still cartridges, but it did have some fantastic games because of it. And then obviously the GameCube was a little bit different. And actually, I think that was probably the last console he had under his reign. But yeah, the point is that it sounded like he just let them get on with it. He goes, "You're the creators. You know what you're doing. I've got the money behind you guys, and if you have a good idea, we'll talk about it." So I don't know. Maybe he'll be. I'm not sure. I really
But
don't.
that's fine. Like, yeah, that's fine while it was going well. But what I'm saying is, like, things were going well, but where they're not going well now, that's just the quality isn't there. So would he have had an input there? Whereas Iwata just seems to get on with it then or whatever, and nothing seems to happen. And they think they've got their heads in the clouds, really, because the DS is doing so well, and that literally is printing money for them. Like, the Wii U is going to fail. Not literally, but literally. And the Wii U is going to fail so hard that they're just going to let it happen as well.
There is this frustration. I think their biggest mistake was sticking with the Wii. What it meant is that they missed a generation of the next step on the console. So because it was basically a GameCube, and I think that was their biggest mistake, because now, in order for them to get up to the PS4 and the Xbox One level, they've got to do some serious investment. And I mean, the Wii U is the first console they've released where they've actually made a loss on the units.
That didn't pay off.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You got to think, well, how much money are they going to have to throw in? So they're always going to be a step behind the competition unless they throw so much money at another one. And then you got to think, is that really going to be worth a gamble? Because that could end up breaking Nintendo completely. So I think they're in this sort of middle ground now where, well, middle ground, they've just released a console which is nobody's got any interest on. We probably will end up picking up in a year or two, but I don't think that's enough. They're gonna make a loss out of it. It's not a profitable console. So yeah, you just got to wonder where they go from here.
Current gen being Xbox and PlayStation 3, what I see happening is this next gen that releases at the end of the year, as they're out and we slowly forget about Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 at the end of this year, I just feel that people are going to forget and it's all cast into one wave as if that was part of this current generation when it's not really supposed to be. It's all gone. It's all gone to shit.
Do you mean they associate the Wii U with the PS3 and and
Like they'll
Xbox
put it in
360.
they'll put it in this category that's about to be phased out.
Well, why
Yeah.
why wouldn't they? Cross-platform games have been coming out across all three. The same
Yeah, but-
looking cross-platform games as well.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like it's in the news now, and they talk about the sales being down and it's not doing too well. But it's just going to get worse, obviously, when PS4 and Xbox One launch, to the point where people have completely just like washed it out of their memory, and it will be gone.
Well, okay, one, I just got to point it out. I have to point it out, Janny. Every time you mispronounce Miyamoto's name, it's like a stab in my heart, right? And two,
Wait, what have I been?
two, if Yamauchi was still the president, I don't think it would have made a difference because, like you said, he made the decisions and he made the calls on like sort of investments and things like that. But he was never hands on with the development of the systems or the games. You know, that was always Miyamoto and that, and they let
that's
the
what I
Wii
was
U
saying.
happen, so it would have probably just played out the same.
Yeah, but what I'm saying there is like if he's still there, and it comes down to his pen signing off on things, he's not going to sign off on something he's not happy with. So he tell them to go fuck themselves if he didn't think it was good enough.
But he doesn't know what's good enough or what's not because he's literally a businessman. He's not a gamer. Like
Yeah, but then so you're seeing the money not coming in now. He's going to go back to them and go, look, guys, the money's not coming in. You said this would work. You're all fucking fired.
that could be potentially great for the industry. Could you imagine like a third party studio or just an independent studio owned by Miyamoto and those guys? That would be amazing.
Well, they did, didn't they? And Nintendo is basically their baby. I mean, I don't quite get what you mean. And independent studios tend to have their free reign, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've had. And Nintendo.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be tied to shit systems, not including the 3DS because I love that system.
No, but they brought out their own. They created those systems.
They
They're
create
not
the
answering-
games, man.
What?
They create the games, not the systems. I mean, obviously they have say in the systems. I'm not saying that like they just get told, "Hey, this is the new system, make a game for it." Although I'm pretty sure that sort of thing does happen, man.
You know, in the past, if Nintendo, like, I can excuse the GameCube because they tried sticking with something else, something different. That and with the N64, as I said, with the cartridges, which turned out to be a real strangle on the console, and then they went with the smaller discs on the GameCube, which didn't work out. But they went for that sort of gamble.
In Japan, they released a disc loader for the N64, man. Nintendo constantly release shit. People are surprised whenever they do it, though. The fucking Virtual Boy was god-awful, man.
Yeah, the point is, though, they were always
Do you
one
remember,
to
do you remember
test
the
market.
Power Glove? The fucking Power Glove.
It's so rad.
It's so bad. Come on, man.
Isn't that the quote from that film? I'm going to have to find it now.
Huh? I love the Power Glove.
Power glove.
So
It's
bad.
so
God,
rad.
the point is, though, they could have gone with the flow, and up to the Wii, you could excuse it, but the Wii U seems really lazy. Well, the Wii was quite lazy, but they got away with it with the sales figures. But they had to do something different with the Wii U. They had to bring it back into line, or had to double the power that they put in it, and it's not worked. Not double the power, you know what I mean? They had to bring it up to the PS4.
They did bring it in line, but I would argue that they released it 2 years too late. The Wii U should have come out 2 years ago. If
I'd
it had
argue
come out
about
2
3.
years ago, it would probably be doing fairly well right now.
Well, the problem is there, though, it would have had a short life. It would have had a very short life.
So we think Yamauchi would fix Nintendo if he was still alive.
I don't. I think they'd still be in the exact same boat. Because I mean, he was alive until what, 3 days ago or something. He didn't fix fuck all.
No,
Yeah, but he hasn't been the president since 2002.
Or 2.
Yeah, I
there you
know.
go.
Yeah.
But then it's been a Iwata since then, and
I can't help
Also,
thinking.
another interesting fact: Yamauchi was the wealthiest person in Japan in 2008.
just in 2008.
Yeah, and then he probably lost some
He was
money.
like the 13th place at the point of his death.
Yeah, on the Japan's rich list. There
On
you
the
go.
Billboard charts, he was number 45.
Some interesting facts for you.
No, he's like 430 something in the world. I don't know.
491st richest in the world. Thank you,
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
we all use Wikipedia. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, surely it's
Let's
right.
be
Can't
honest,
be
though.
wrong.
We
Right.
fucked this whole section up from the start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah,
Hopefully
we
people
did.
liked it
We
though.
spoke badly.
We just went off, didn't we?
We did.
Like,
We
we've
do.
got
We
no
do love going off.
disrespectful words. Got no bad words to say about him, but
He's a
we went.
great guy. I love his glasses. Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right,
As far
cool.
as we meant to go on.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Moving
let's-
on.
Let's talk about the PS3 selling at a loss at launch.
Let's
Surprising
say
How
about
nobody.
PS4.
or instead? Yeah. How about we?
Did I say PS3? Sorry.
Yes,
You did.
again.
I'm tired. All right. PS4 selling at a loss at launch. Surprising no one because all consoles pretty much sell at a loss at launch.
Yeah, Xbox One will definitely be selling at a loss, right?
This is a bit of a no-brainer, though, isn't it? Because
is.
they're saying that they'll regain the loss through common sales, such as a game and a year of PlayStation Plus. Well, I'd imagine, considering I'm buying 7 games, an extra pad, and potentially the camera,
They made
I'd
their money
imagine
back just
I've
on Jamie.
made up the loss. I think I've made up the loss for a couple of people, right?
Yeah, I'm getting 3
It's true.
games, and I've already got Plus for like 2 years or a year and a bit.
This is a proper next gen. I think people are going to be buying at least a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so many good games. So many good games coming out.
so many good games. What like Capcom's Deep Down.
Well, that's free. Doesn't count.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're trying to segue before we've even done this one.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about this, man.
Hang on.
It's news to
Surely-
nobody. Consoles sell at losses. That's what happens.
But did
No, but the point
360
is,
come out at a loss?
We're just
Because
gonna.
PS3 did, but
The PlayStation 3
PS3 was
cost
massive.
what? $1,000 to manufacture and sold for $600 back in the day when Sony
Well-
completely fucked themselves up the ass. It happens every time, man.
yeah, but I'm just trying
This
to.
one-
I'm just trying to think if the 360 did or not. I mean, there wasn't much reported about it, which makes you wonder if it was.
No, they
selling
just
it
all
that way.
didn't work.
It just didn't work. The first
Fucking red
iteration
ring.
just died after a year.
Was it 33% failure rate, or was it
Something
higher than that?
ridiculous like that, yeah.
that sounds about right.
I
Okay,
suppose
Ben, the point for this section, though, if you'd have fucking let it breathe a little bit,
Yeah,
was that I was just trying to explain, so that's me buying 7 games.
yeah,
Just
I'm
really
buying
looking,
3.
I wanted to get a feel of what you guys were buying, so that it gives you a bit of an overall view of what.
I pre-ordered Watch Dogs, I pre-ordered Battlefield, I pre-ordered Killzone, I pre-ordered a second pad, and I pre-ordered the camera. So that's what's coming with
There we go. Look at that.
There we
You've
go.
made up for 2 people.
How much
Oh,
channel
wow.
you getting?
Battlefield 4.
Well, look, you've made up for Giannis.
Johnny.
No, to be honest, I've only done that one for the meantime. I'm probably going to get Watch Dogs as well.
I was going to say, there's a
Um,
few. Who's just on the PS3? There's quite a few games that are coming out that look really good, like Watch Dogs and Battlefield and Killzone. I think they'll sell a lot of copies.
Yeah, it'll do well. I mean, it's £350, isn't it, here? So I think people were probably expecting enough, like that to be high enough, like more.
Yeah,
Lost my
I've
word.
got 500 set aside.
I think they were
for it.
expecting, so people would have
Yeah.
been expecting sort of like a £450 unit. So they would have had that extra bit of money in their mind already. So that's where the couple of games will come from.
But don't forget how many people actually. I mean, if you think the games like FIFA and stuff, people will buy a second controller. That's almost a gimme. It's very rare you see people nowadays without a second controller. So that in itself is going to start making them money. And even though it may not be straight away, but it'll be. Don't forget, you've got till Christmas. So it's not like they're going to be waiting ages for stuff like that. So they've been. The fact that if they're saying they can make money on, they'll make a profit on a couple of things people are buying, then that says a lot more than it did for the PS3 when it originally came out.
I love how you're saying people have a second controller so they can play with their friends, and I'm getting a second controller just in case I break my first.
Are you serious?
Mine's purely to play Minecraft.
What's wrong with you
That's it.
guys?
What?
It's such
Yeah,
a,
but like,
I'm honest, man.
when
I don't tend to play games here in the house with people. Like,
No,
I
and
don't
that's
have
the
people
thing.
over to play games. Like, I usually, if I'm gonna play couch co-op with people, it's at friends' houses.
Oh yeah, I guess everything's online anyway.
Yeah, and or I play online. So I had like literally once in a blue moon, I'll play couch co-op.
There you go, though. Look, you need the PlayStation Plus to play online. Therefore, it's
Yeah.
it's a given,
Given.
isn't it? So people who aren't coming from playing PlayStation 3 with the PlayStation Plus will have to get it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to play online,
Yeah, and they're gonna want that free
and that's
game.
digital, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really costing them much, is it?
So let's move on to Deep Down, because seeing
Yeah,
we're in,
tried to segue
you know,
there.
I was
Yeah.
desperate to hear about it. Tell me about Deep Down, Johnny.
shit, me.
You.
I don't know when it's
Ask
gonna.
Gianni.
Yeah, that's Johnny. He knows a lot about it.
Johnny knows nothing because
Right.
he's been in a Final Fantasy blur with me for about 48 hours.
Still acclimatizing to
So
real
Deep
life.
Down, it's they announced that as free, so it'll be a free download and it's exclusive to PS4, I believe. It's looking very Dark Soul-y. I think I'm right in saying it's randomly generated dungeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I understand.
So and you sort of level up, and the combat looks pretty precise.
So-
like I think I read somewhere like this guy was attacking like this ogre or something, and he attacked his weapon, and the weapon like split, sort of thing. So it seems to be quite.
So,
you know,
I mean,
hardcore.
do we think this has been made free to play because it looks quite shit? Because I watched the gameplay stuff, and it looks quite shit. And that original trailer that they showed, which looked so much better than what they've shown, right?
Yeah.
So much better, was absolutely fantastic. I'm thinking that was pre-rendered now after seeing the
Yeah.
actual gameplay. Do we think
I'm
that's
not
why they've
sure.
been like, well, fuck it, we'll just make it free to play. We'll stick some microtransactions in. Hope people don't notice that we put up a pre-rendered trailer of a game that we haven't actually made.
Yeah, maybe. I know it looks a lot. It looks off, doesn't it? I don't know. I hope they sort of. I don't know.
It's all about microtransactions with that game now. Because,
Yeah.
like, you'll go into a dungeon, and if you're like me with Dark Souls and you're shit, you're going to need to level up, and they're going to want
Can you
a
play
cheated
with
way of
friends?
doing it. So,
It's online though, isn't it? It's always on. You're playing with friends, I think, as well.
Yeah.
It's an option that could be fun. I mean, it's free. I
they'll,
think we're going to
integrate,
download it. Okay.
they'll integrate a proper little merchant who actually uses like your real life monies to get you proper weapons to get you through boss fights easier and stuff, and that's where it's made. But yeah, it doesn't look too great. I think when people were playing it at Tokyo Game Show, they didn't have a lot of positive things to say about it, and they tend to turn a lot of their attention to talking about how slow it felt as well.
Really?
Like Dark Souls, but quite slow. And I thought, well, shit, Dark Souls is a little bit slow anyway.
Yeah.
I thought Dark Souls was pretty quick. Never mind.
That's
Depends
if
what
you're good
weapon
at it,
you
I'm
use.
sure.
It's very deliberate. I guess we just have to wait and see more. I think we'll probably all give it a go when it comes out, if it's free. If it's not too heavy on microtransactions as well. If it's
Do
not
you
a...
think? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was going to say, do you think that they've done it because of Killer Instinct as well? So they thought, if we,
They
I
was
saw,
there
don't
they
looking
saw
at
the
it,
negative
no.
reaction and thought, I wish we had some of that negative reaction.
Yeah, I don't think that
No,
plays
but
a part
like,
at all.
maybe they just thought, well, it's not
No.
going to be that great. Is it really going to sell that well? Why don't we just throw it in for free and then just throw it and load it up with microtransactions and see
No,
what
I think
happens?
I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but if you research the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer sales from the microtransactions, it's just disgusting.
Ben spent
How much money
loads on that.
I
How much
personally,
people actually spend?
I probably spent about 140 quid all in.
That's
What?
diabolical. In
Yeah.
like 3 months?
Probably more like 5 months, but yeah.
Still, how the fuck?
Well, maybe not that much. At least £100. I bought at least 6 or 7 sets of 2,100 points
Oh my.
to rinse into it.
Sick.
But I was having fun, man. I was having
Yeah,
a lot
fair.
of fun playing that multiplayer. And
Yeah,
we pretty
fair
much had a static party going on that we're playing all the time. So it was enjoyable,
Like-
man.
Yeah. I just threw up a little bit.
It's still disgusting. Don't get me wrong. It's still sort of FIFA Ultimate Team level disgusting.
Yeah,
I was just-
somebody actually bought £100 worth of Microsoft points in front of me once for FIFA Ultimate Team. That
Well,
was,
Nate,
It's scary when there's no limit, isn't it? Like, with like an online game, you pay £7 a month, you get everything all inclusive. But when it's like microtransactions and there's no sort of limit, you can spend £100 and still not get what you're after. Or...
if people want to see this, like an example of this soon, right? And you fancy downvoting a video or thumbs down in a video because it'll be funny. Nate told me he's going to do a video that's a £60 pack opening on FIFA Ultimate Team for 2014. So basically, it's just going to be him opening £60 worth of packs and then uploading it to YouTube. So if you fancy being bored for probably half an hour and then leaving a downvote, you should probably go check that out.
what a cunt. I'm not even going to watch it. I'm just going to skip to the end so he can get his view, so he knows people are genuinely watching it, and then I'll downvote it. Don't spend £60 on bloody virtual cards.
So what else
Anyway.
at TGS? We had the Monster Hunter, some news on that.
How happy were you, Johnny?
So good. So basically, Monster Hunter Frontier G
Yep.
for Vita has been announced. I think it's only Japan at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that's good news. Maybe we might get some. We might see it in the West.
Let's put this in perspective. Monster Hunter Frontier is the PC game out in Japan, right?
Yeah, it's the online game.
It's been out for how long?
A good couple of years. Couple of years.
Probably 4 or 5 years at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's been updated constantly with new hunts and stuff like that.
Yep.
So if we get this game and it has that full content list,
Mhm.
that is probably the biggest Monster Hunter experience we've ever seen released, right?
Yeah, and the graphics look amazing as well on the Vita. But yeah, no, this is a must. We got a friend who's absolutely mad about Monster Hunter, and he's been looking at getting a Vita for like Persona and like all the RPGs and stuff. And the second I told him that this game is going to be coming out at some point, he said, "Right, that's it, Vita." As soon as this comes out.
Is this the friend I think it is? If
Yes.
it is, I'm glad.
Yeah,
because
exactly. He's
It
going
means
to
we can
get
get
on
our
it.
hunts going, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. He said this is the deal breaker. And this will get him on it. So not a deal breaker, the deal maker, whatever.
Well, one thing I noticed, right, when I was searching up stuff for this, because I got really excited. I was reading my phone at work when I shouldn't have been, and I saw that, and then I was like, "Oh, I just got to go to the toilet." Quickly went to the toilet and fucking tweeted, "Oh my god!" Like,
Had a
tweeted the
quick
link and
tug
stuff.
over it, did he? That's why.
Yeah.
Did you turn the taps on in there?
He had little handy shandy.
No, but I got really hyped, and then I saw a trailer for Monster Hunter Online, the game Monster Hunter Online, right?
Yeah, the Chinese one
The Chinese one.
with the
What?
CryEngine 3.
Why has Capcom not made that available to us?
I don't know.
Why has there
It's
never been a Monster Hunter game that looks anywhere near that good? That game looks amazing.
We have to admit Capcom are extremely lazy.
That's true.
Like they release the same game like four times with like an extra character or whatever, and they did it with
Coming out
Monster
again.
Hunter.
It's coming again
Yeah.
as well.
So
They've got
you
no
know,
money now either, which is.
But they're making stupid mistakes. Like Lost Planet 3 recently just bombed, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't do very well, did it?
So, and that's because
But
they
where
let,
was the hype even?
well
Yeah.
they let the studio that made that. Do you remember that game Legendary?
No.
Yes.
It was like mythological creatures, and it was a first-person shooter, and it was shit.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah,
wrong.
that
The front cover had like the big griffin thing with the guy with the gun shooting it or something, right?
yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
That studio is the one that made Lost Planet 3, man. So I'm not surprised it's wank, to be honest.
It's a shame.
Anyway, Monster Hunter, be excited.
Yeah, love it. Oh my god, no.
Cool. This I know absolutely nothing about. It's obviously dropped whilst I was in my Final Fantasy 14 stupor. So, who wants to fill me in on this?
I'll fill you in.
I'm sure you will.
Nothing.
Craig David all over your.
Yeah, it's just based. Valve got some announcements, some teasings. Of
It
announcements.
says here 3 announcements.
Yeah. I think Jeff Keighley says him on Twitter saying something. Valve contacted him saying like they got 3 announcements, and it's all.
Do you reckon
next
they've done
week.
that on purpose?
Maybe, but he reckons it's everyone pretty sure it's the actual Valve console, the Steam box as it's called. Apparently,
Do you reckon they've
it's
just
gonna
sent that
happen.
to troll us then?
Maybe.
Because they'll be like, oh, the Steam box with Left 4 Dead 3 or whatever, but they've purposely put that 3 in there because they know people are going to be like, what? 3 announcements? I wonder whether one of them's Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
That's
if it
not
is,
fun.
people will die.
I think it would be the end of the world as we know it, man.
Yeah. The rapture would happen.
Although it's more
Funniest
likely
thing
going to
is-
be.
As hyped up as the internet gets over Half-Life 3, its sales won't touch COD and stuff.
Oh no.
They'll fuck it. They just might as well go all out then and just call it the Steam Box 3. And everyone will be like, well, you haven't done the other 2 yet. And then they'll be like, Xbox One, fuck off. Do what we
Well, they
want.
could also be
Steam
like-
Box 3.
They could also say, this is the Steam Box 3. Why have you called it a 3? It seems fitting considering this is where Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3, and whatever that
Portal
other
3.
game is they make.
Portal 3.
Portal
Portal.
3 is going to be, and then see the world just go mad. That would be amazing. Don't do that though, Valve, because that's something I eventually want to do one day. All right,
What? Okay.
What? Okay.
that's my idea. They can't take it unless they pay me royalties, because that sounds good. It sounds like something that would make me super excited.
Surely it's just going to be Steambox, and we're not doing a third one of these games, and then some other shitty announcement.
What they should do is just play a Half-Life 3 trailer, and then just cut to the Steam box and just be like, "We're not really making Half-Life 3. Have this console instead." That would be amazing. Just a picture of Gabe Newell's face,
Laughing.
just laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Good times. Good times. Cool. So yeah, I think that's Monday. They're going to announce the first little bit. So probably like a couple of days ago when you hear this.
Oh wow, yeah, those announcements were so cool.
Yeah, they're really good. We got it all right, didn't we?
Yeah, we guessed everything right.
Realistically, I have no idea when this is going to go up. So if you're listening to it, it means that I have actually put it up, and that's a good thing. All right.
Which means Steambox is already out, and we apologise for the delay.
Yeah. And Ben still hasn't bought GTA 5.
No.
Probably not.
Ben is still playing Final Fantasy 14.
It's not left that chair.
Okay, cool. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to mention?
Smell?
There was before the Tokyo Game Show. Do you see like Suda51 get up on that PS4 that PlayStation thing when they were announcing the launch in Japan? We put so much focus on that. I completely forgot about that little 42-second trailer that came out for Lily Bergamo.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, well, I'm just leaving you with this now. Go away and have a little look at it because they don't show any gameplay, but it just looks like it would be some sort of Naruto anime type thing going on. And the game's called Lily Bergamo. I was just like, what? Let's have a look. But yeah, it's like Gung Ho online with Suda51. Big stuff going on. But yeah, I completely forgot to mention it last week. Like, yeah, we don't have anything to go on for it, other than the fact that it's, you know, Suda51 involvement. But I got a little bit excited about that.
Sounds bloody good, doesn't it?
To be honest, I get excited about pretty much anything Suda does, so it's all good, man. What was the name of it again?
Lily Bergamo.
Lily Bergamo. Good times.
Yeah.
Look out for that one then, I guess. Cool. Is there anything else then? Otherwise, we're going to wrap up because I am tired.
Well, there's not going to be a lot to say about this thing, but there's Rain. There's a game that was a playable demo at Tokyo Game Show. Ricky asked us what we thought about it. I said it's going to be a bit awkward actually because I'm the only one who's actually watched it.
This is the game where it's sort of black and white and it's raining all the time, and you're like a small child that you can only see through the pitter patter of it landing on you. Right, you're invisible, but you can sort of see yourself in the rain.
Precisely that. And there's other things as well, like and I think it's an enemy. It looks a bit like I think it's a platformer. It's a bit difficult really to say. It looks like I'm going to be honest. It looks like it's going to get tedious after about 20 odd minutes or so. It's quite a sweeping statement, but it looks great-ish. But I think the style they've gone for would just get a bit boring after a while. But then again, I thought that was Unfinished Swan as well. So
I was going to say, yeah, it's another game that Jamie and Johnny are going to love, and you'll think is boring after 20 minutes, like Unfinished Swan.
Yeah, I think it looks kind of cool. I definitely want to see more or play more. I wouldn't shoot it down.
I'm up for it.
Yeah,
it's out at the start of October. Problem is, unless I pick it up on launch day, if I can fit it in, that is, then I probably won't pick it up for a while because that Friday, the same week, you're going to be getting the Wind Waker HD. But yeah, it's $15, so we'll get that for about £11, won't we?
Yeah, I'll hold judgment.
It's just, I mean, I bet it's got as much life in it that Limbo had for me. You know, that was one playthrough and I enjoyed it. I could see this being just like one little puzzle walk through, forget about it. Money spent.
It is funny you mentioned Limbo because it almost was like a 3D version, or it reminded me of a 3D version of it. I say 3. It was sort of a semi 3D sort of thing. The platforming bits look a bit 2D actually. Now I'm watching it.
2.5.
Yeah, that's the one. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, I don't know. It's all very, it's a bit of a dark grey sort of game, and all you can hear is the pattering of rain as well, which I don't know about you guys, but that would drive me insane after a while, or I have to keep going to the toilet.
Really,
love
I
rain.
find the sound of rain relaxing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
when you're
therapeutic.
playing a computer game,
Yeah.
like
What type of
constantly,
Yeah.
If that sound was going off while I'm in the middle of a Gears of War multiplayer, it wouldn't be fitting. But I think this is just going to be. It's all going to tie in.
There's that website just called Rain Mood, which just plays rain music. That's the sound of rain. Sometimes I just add that on.
I know what I'm doing after the podcast. This looks a bit ICO to me. I am watching some
Yeah.
stuff now from a developer diary. I hated ICO so much. And I'd probably get in trouble for saying that with some people. But where Shadow of the Colossus was my favourite PlayStation 2 game, they just fucked up with ICO. It's got that sort of feel. I can see some of these enemies chasing, and it's like, that looks a bit ICO. At least I'm not dragging around some dumb princess character. But yeah, I'll give it a go, is the answer, Ricky.
Yeah.
And anyone else that cares.
Yeah.
No, it looks all right. I'm glad it's just a little PSN game.
Be fun.
Okay, cool. Well, I am going to call it there then, lads. Thanks to everyone for listening this week. I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, but that's fine. We can't keep going forever when there's no news.
Well, no, we got to play GTA. Fuck off.
Thanks to you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
If you want to get in contact with us, you can reach us at gsc_games on Twitter. You can also reach us on Facebook, which is something I don't really have any hand in, but you guys, it's just GSC Games, right?
Just search GSC Games. Yeah, that's where it is.
All right, awesome. Hit us up on there. If you speak to us on Facebook, you're almost guaranteed to get a reply from Janny or Jamie. So,
or even me, because it pops up on mine, I think.
Or even Johnny.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in contact with any of us directly, our Twitter handles will be in the description. So yeah, thanks. That is the end. Again, I'm gonna go and fight Ifrit on Final Fantasy 14.
I'm gonna go bowling with Nico
Roland.
Bellic.
Yeah.
Good times.
No, don't go fucking bowling.
Lovely.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.